Well, hey guys, I was watching a Crowder video earlier today in Texas about, a friendly PG drag queen story hour. Now, what those people want to do and what they're doing and all of that, that's not what I'm going to talk about. What I'm going to talk about what was reported, and I believe Tim Pool had been talking about this, in that they had Antifa outside. They had Antifa wearing black bloc with ARs and kit. And my question to all of this is, what are they going to do? What would Antifa actually do dressed like that? Like, do they know what posting security is? Do they understand how to use suppressive fire? Do they know how to use cover and concealment? Do they know how to bound? Do they know any sort of tactics? Do they have any sort of hand signals to organize themselves? Or are they just there to look intimidating, and if something goes off, suddenly gun down random people, not checking their lanes of fire, not checking to see what targets are behind them, not understanding any sort of tactical and practical considerations for, carrying a firearm and being organized like that? My second question is, guys such as myself who have made a career of violence for 18 years of my life, and my as I call it, my prior life, as I reject those things now, what do you do? What do you do, Antifa, when folks like me decide that you've gone too far and you must be stopped? Now, this isn't a call to violence, and as I just said, I reject that notion. The only thing I really believe in is self-defense, and not even for myself, honestly. But that's a position in Christ that I hold, that I take, and that should be a position, if you are a Christian, that you all hold and take too. And in fact, I think pacifism is more powerful. But I don't expect that to be the case, because you are pushing people. People will be starving soon. People who have prepped. And mind you, people who haven't prepped will come to those preppers' doors as a mad mob to steal their things. So my question is when the people who are organized, when the people who do have skills, when the people who maybe they're a little off, like the Antifa members, decide to go and do something to stop what has gotten out of hand, what are you going to do? I think about these things because, again, I made a life of violence and security work. And, one of the things with security work is that everyone ends up doing is, in your boredom often of how security work goes as it drones on when nothing is going on, is you start planning how to take down the facility in which you guard. And that's an intelligent thing to do, because then you're reverse engineering an attack. And you're like, I know everything. I know every strong point and weak point about this place. I am going to figure out how I can exploit that. Antifa, have you done that? When you decide that you're going to organize and collect to protect these things, which probably should not be protected, but when you do these things, are you really looking at things as you should? Are you really thinking? Do you just think you're some tough guy? Like, can you do a pull-up? Can you carry an actual kit of 60 to 80 pounds? And then on top of that, have your, let's say your backpack on you, right? Your house, the things that you need to survive, to live, just saying. And maybe you can say, oh, I have an assault pack, Bill. I have an assault pack. I have a 3-day assault pack. Because I read about that. Okay. But, again, what would you do if an actual attack was put against you? And I don't mean by LARPers, like, you know, the Whitmer Five, who were then enticed by the FBI. I mean by real, actual people with real, actual solutions. You know? Like people that are actually good at violence and know how to organize. You know, when I was a mount instructor, an urban combat instructor, I had already spent years doing CQB because of the small security force unit that I was in, using sim rounds. We were very experienced in at least that. And there were many times that we would be training in an old mount town. It's basically a hollowed out, you know, makeshift city. And I would just absolutely destroy new guys. No idea where I'd be setting up at. Just pick them off and they're in danger zones. And not only that, but you could see a team that wasn't well trained as soon as they started getting hit and taking fire. Mind you, sim rounds hurt, folks. There is a real world pain there that you get to experience immediately. But not only that, not only would I just pick those guys apart, but you could watch when people were getting shot that could not keep their cool and would panic. And we're just talking about sim rounds, not live rounds. You know, it kind of reminds me of old Gage Grosskreutz and how he was a big tough guy until his arm got blown off. I've experienced some pain in my life, folks. I've definitely screamed in pain. You should watch me get tased. It was like, you know, it wasn't what Gage Grosskreutz did, which is cry like a little kid, because he's not tough. None of these people generally are. They think they're tough. They think that they have some sort of moral imperative of this revolution. And my question to these folks is, what do you think will actually happen? And you know, I'm not a threatening, menacing person. I'm a little guy. Mind you, I can sort out big guys pretty easily, generally, because I'm much better trained than they are. But what would you do to the big, hard chargers? What would you do to a team of well-trained little guys such as myself? It's just a question, because I know what I could do to you very easily with 4 guys. And I guarantee you that 4 guys, well-trained by me, and the people that I know who are far better trained than I am, some of the people that I know, they're far better trained and more experienced than I am, what 4 guys could do to 20, 30, or even 50 of you. So what is your end game? Is it just intimidation? Is it just a show of presence? What is it? Because right now, folks like me who have a history of violence, folks like me who have spent a long time in violence, studying it, learning it, perfecting it, I can tell you, we're sitting back so that you all can do what you need to do, because we don't want to hurt you. We don't want to hurt anyone despite what you believe, because if we did, you would not exist. That's a promise. Anyways, folks, that's all I have for today. This has been All Minus One. My name is Bill, and I wish you all well.